Hello, it's time for July 2022 monthly beauty favorites and fails. I have lots of new products in this video. I've been testing out some really great products to share with you today and a lot of fails that didn't work for me at all. I also have a few products I have mixed feelings on. That doesn't happen very often in my monthly favorites and fails. I also have one thing in particular I've been meaning to share with you for months, and I'm finally putting it in today's video. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I have a lot to share with you, so let's go ahead and get into what I loved and didn't love and everything in between in July. We'll be moving into our new build several days after this video goes up, which is really exciting. It's also been very stressful dealing with all of the final build details, plus packing, and Luke also had some issues, plus Brooke is getting ready to start her senior year. There's just been a lot going on all at once. If you want more details on any of that, Luke, the house, whatever, I'm putting a vlog up on Tuesday, and I think I'm gonna have it be a premiere so I can be in the comments with you as it goes live. It's probably gonna go up a little bit earlier than usual because Brooke's senior pictures are being taken when I normally have my videos go live. So it may be around lunchtime Central Time. So if you want to hang out with me when my vlog goes live, I will be in the comments on Tuesday. So I don't usually lead in with haul types of products, but I wanted you guys to know about this collection that I am so excited about. I haven't heard hardly any buzz about this Physicians Formula Breakfast Club collection, and I was so excited to get it. And I know a lot of you love 80s movies and the Breakfast Club just like I do. So I just wanted to share it really quickly so you can be aware of it and grab it while it's here, because I mean, it could be one of these collections that kind of sells out. And I'll just touch on it really quickly before I get into the more thorough details of all the products I've been testing. So there are two face palette volumes. There's the lighter volume 1, and then we have volume 2 that is a little bit deeper. So here are the two face palettes. As you can see in my overview, the eyeshadow palette came crumbled. I have another one on the way because I want to have it in my life. There's also a detention mascara. Obviously the lipsticks have a Claire silhouette on them, as they should. So this one is called The World is an Imperfect Place. This one is Get Real in the middle, and then this one over here is called I Don't Like Mondays. I haven't decided if I'm going to dip into this or if this is going to be more of a keepsake collection. It's just so retro and cute, and I just wanted you to know it existed in case any of you wanted to pick it up while it's here, because I'm sure it's limited edition. You know, I went through a period of time where I just was not thrilled with the products that Tarte was putting out. I just wasn't excited about them. Whereas when I first started my channel, I loved Tarte. I pretty much loved everything they did. I feel like they're having a resurgence, or maybe I'm just more excited about what they're releasing now. I've had a lot of hits from them lately, and this month, July, I tested several products from them. A few worked out, a few didn't. So let's start with Tarte Man-Eater Blush and Glow, which is cruelty-free and vegan, as are all Tarte products. The shade I have is pink, and it has a nice sized doe foot applicator with a little bit of a slant to it. I'm trying to make sure it's turned so you can see that. I don't use this though to apply the product directly to my cheek unless I'm just not wearing any foundation or anything underneath it. I find when I'm applying any cream or liquid type product over foundation or powder, it just works best to put some on the back of my hand and then swirl my brush in it and then dab it onto my cheeks. And you can see here how beautifully and evenly this applies. What I love and wasn't expecting was the sheen that this gives. This is almost like a dewy natural highlighter and blush in one. There's no shimmer, no glitter. It is on my face right now. It's underneath this powder blush that I topped it with, but you could see in that clip just how beautiful it was. It applies beautifully directly over foundation or over powder if I just want to apply it on top of everything. I just find it to be really flattering. It doesn't emphasize any texture. It has coconut water, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin E. So there are nice ingredients. Now it does have kind of a rose scent to it. I do want to let you know that because I notice it when I pull that doe foot out. I do not notice it though after it's on my face, probably because of the placement. This isn't going all over my face. I've been reaching for this a ton. It wears beautifully all day long too. It's just beautiful. Next up is a very new Tarte product I haven't heard anybody talk about yet. It's a really new release. This is the Tarte Face Tape Smoothing Primer. It's got a nice pump. There's no added fragrance. This is a 3-in-1 primer that's supposed to smooth, blur, and hydrate. It's also supposed to be really good at improving the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. That hydration claim was interesting to me because a lot of times smoothing primers can feel a little bit drying or heavy. So you can see it's not a runny primer. It's got this kind of peach tint to it, and it really does just absorb right into your skin. Like a lotion, it's got snow mushroom and hyaluronic acid, as well as apple extract, which provides this anti-inflammatory and antioxidant protection. It's obviously supposed to do all the things that I just claimed and extend the wear of your foundation for up to 12 hours. My hand right now feels so incredibly smooth, and I've really enjoyed this primer under my foundation. I do find it extends the wear. This is another release from Tarte that I've been really excited about. It's been great for my sensitive skin as well. Because I've raved so much about the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lips, both the plumpers and the regular ones, because I own so many, I've had several of you ask me about my thoughts on the new lip creams. This is another extension of the Maracuja Juicy Lip line. It's shaped exactly the same. It's just in this kind of frosted rose gold packaging, which I would hold up close, but I think that it's going to be kind of blown out by my lights that have to be on because it's stormy out today. So the shade that I have is Peachy Pink. It's not what's on my lips today. I will have all of the products I'm sharing as well as what I am wearing listed down in the drop down description box. If you click the title, click the word more to expand it, it will pop up either below or next to the video depending on what device you're on. So I kind of thought that the shade was gonna look more like what I have on my lips, but it's much deeper. I was a little disappointed with that, but also I don't love this and I expected to. It clearly has more opacity, as it should, because it's more of a lipstick formula than the other products in this line. But I find it to be kind of a thin formula, and as I start drinking and talking, it starts to just feel thinner and my lips start to feel a little bit dry, which I was kind of surprised about. Not as drying as a liquid lipstick or anything like that. I just don't feel like this has the same vibe as the rest of the Maracuja Juicy Lip line. I have so many nourishing lipsticks that feel creamy and hydrating throughout the day, and I don't know, this just didn't do it for me, which is kind of a disappointment in itself since I've loved the line so far. So the base of my eyeshadow look is actually a cream shadow from Tarte. It's the Tarte Ice Smoothie in the shade Rose Gold, which I would actually not describe as a rose gold. I would call it more of a golden champagne. This applies very easily and gives me time to work with it to blend it out before it fully sets down. It's buildable and gives this really nice satin finish as opposed to a metallic finish, which I find to be extremely flattering. It's got avocado, hyaluronic acid, and some anti-inflammatory ingredients that I think help make it more flattering. Now, it claims to be waterproof. I haven't really tested that, but I do find that it wears very well during the day, and I've worn it without a lid primer underneath, but I mean, you could always throw a lid primer underneath, put it on top. This has been a hit. And now we have the new Glow Baked Bronzer. There are two shades. I have the lighter one. I have mixed feelings on this product. First of all, the packaging is very chintzy for the price you pay. I would 100% think this was a drugstore product, and I love drugstore products. I have no problem with that whatsoever, but this is a Tarte price, not a drugstore price, so there's that. Now, when I first saw this, the appearance makes me think that it's gonna be very patchy if I don't tap my brush off after I dip it into the product, but I don't have to do that. I can take it straight from the pan to my face. I don't have to tap my brush off, and it applies beautifully and evenly. Sometimes when I apply bronzers to my neck, they apply very patchy, and this one doesn't do that, which is really nice. Now, in typical Tarte fashion, there are some beneficial ingredients in here. We have Amazonian clay, which is designed to absorb excess oil, jojoba oil, and vitamin E, and some other ingredients as well. And what you see as this kind of reflect, this kind of sheen, is diamond powder, which is designed to reflect light to neutralize skin discolorations, dullness, darkness without any glitter or shimmer. I'm glad that there are two shades because I feel like if you are any darker than I am, you definitely wouldn't be able to see this. This is a very subtle bronzer, and that's why I'm kind of mixed. I feel like the packaging is cheaper than what I expected. I would like the ability to build it up maybe a little bit more, even though it does look really nice after I apply it, and it does wear very well during the day. I'm just not quite sure if this is a bronzer that I'm going to reach for on a daily basis. So I guess that's why I have mixed feelings. I have an under eye product to share with you. I'm very particular about my under eye correctors, concealers, any products that go in this area because I do have dark circles and hollows. I mean, I can get kind of shadowy, especially when I'm on camera. And I'm also dry under my eyes. I'm really picky about my under eye products. So Clinique has quietly released, I mean, I think it's quietly, a corrector that's designed to layer seamlessly with their concealer that's in the identical packaging. This is the Even Better All Over Primer and Color Corrector. There are 2 shades. We have Peach for very fair to light skin and Apricot for medium to deep skin. Remember, this is a corrector designed to counterbalance discoloration you have under your eyes. This is fragrance free, and right now I'm only seeing this at Ulta, which is where I got it, and a few stores like Macy's, Dillard's. I didn't even see this on the Clinique website, which is really odd. It does have that same eraser that the concealer has and a tiny slanted doe foot applicator. This has caffeine to reduce under eye puffiness. It's got vitamin C and niacinamide to brighten skin tone. It's also got hyaluronic acid to plump and hydrate, and some other ingredients as well. It could be beneficial. This has a thin formula that blends out easily and sets fairly quickly. Now, as far as correcting, I feel like the coverage that I get is more sheer to light medium, which isn't bad for days when I'm not wearing that much makeup, since it looks so natural because of that thin consistency. So that's what I reserve this for. Usually on a day-to-day basis, I like a little bit more coverage and a little bit more creaminess and hydration to my under eye correctors just for my particular under eye situation. This isn't drying by any means. I just like a little bit more of both while still looking like skin. I do like the way this layers with their particular concealer though. So if you have that concealer and you're wanting a very thin corrector underneath to enhance the concealing of the concealer, I wanted to let you know that this exists. I haven't heard anybody talk about it just yet. This new release from Clinique. I think it definitely has a place. For me, it happens to be more of a light, no makeup day corrector, but for someone else with less dryness, less circles, it could very well be a really nice daily corrector. I was getting ready to blot just a tiny bit of shine in between these takes, and then I remembered I needed to share this Nudestix Blur and Blot Matte Stick. This can be applied as a primer, or you can use it to blot with during the day. This is vegan, cruelty-free, and fragrance-free. It's designed to give this soft focus effect and to keep you matte if you're someone like me who gets a little shiny during the day, especially in this hot and humid weather. This has silica and Jeju Island volcanic ash that are designed to absorb excess oil and detox impurities. And it also has a couple of extracts in it that are designed to reduce the look of blemishes or skin irritation. I thought that was pretty interesting. I've used this as a primer. It works really well under foundation. Foundation doesn't catch on it. That's kind of what I was worried about. I thought it might kind of sit on the surface of the skin. I usually apply it and then dab it in with my fingers in my most shine prone areas. Now, when I use this to blot, I don't rub the stick directly onto my face. I don't know why. I just don't do that. I usually will just take a finger right onto the end of the stick, and then I will dab said finger where I feel like I have some shine poking through. So usually when I'm filming, I get kind of shiny right around here, my smile lines, a little bit on my chin, right there, and usually on my forehead, but oddly enough, I'm not really shiny today. So I'm not sure if you're getting the full effect of this, but I mean, I feel like you're getting it somewhat. It somehow feels like it gets completely absorbed. Everything just looks and feels smooth. This is a really nice little product to use as a primer or to throw it in your bag or to travel with to have a multitasking product. If you're flying, it reduces the liquid. If you're used to carrying a liquid primer with you, plus you have something to touch up with, it's an all-in-one. I love a good multitasking product, and this is great. It seems like everyone in the beauty space on every platform has been talking about the new e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. Either they've been just raving about it or comparing it to Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, which is a product many of us use, know, and love. Now, I've been testing this out. The two shades that I am holding up are light medium and medium. The shade that I wear in Charlotte Tilbury is 3. So here we have light medium, here we have medium, and here we have Charlotte Tilbury 3. You can use this alone, mix it into your foundation, use it as a highlighter, use it on your body, or you can wear it underneath foundation, which is what I'm showing you here. I personally don't apply this like a primer all over my face because I do have areas that are very shine prone, especially right now with it being so hot and humid. My T-zone will just get way too shiny. So I strategically swipe this in certain areas where I want more of a glow and blend it out with a sponge. It blends out beautifully and it does give me this beautiful dewy glow with a little bit of almost a skin tint coverage. It has squalane and hyaluronic acid, which is great. I feel like almost every product in this video has skin loving ingredients, which I am here for. The last time I checked, which was yesterday, all shades were back in stock because this was completely sold out for a while because of all the raves. So if you're wanting to pick this up or if you've been questioning if you would like it, I think it's worth the hype. I've really been enjoying it. I love the way it looks, love the way it feels, and the way it wears. Since we're talking e.l.f., I just want to mention really quickly that I tried the No Budge Cream Shadow. The shade that I have is Sand Dune, and I'm very pleasantly surprised that this is lighter than what it looked like it would be. I thought it was going to be very dark. Now this has a very creamy texture. I can leave it deep like that, or I can blend it out and make it more of a sheer shade. That's usually how I apply it. I've been applying this on my lid, no lid primer, and it does not budge. Now, it sets very quickly. So I apply it to one lid at a time, blend it out with my finger. Sometimes I'll blend the edges out with a brush, but I find blending it out with a finger works just fine. Now I do sit there with my lids down for a little bit just to let it fully set before I open. If I do that, it will not crease, it will not budge. I just wanted to give this a quick mention. I grabbed it on a whim. I'm really glad I did. I do feel like they need some more shades though. I felt like a lot of their shades were kind of deep. Another one and done type of eyeshadow that I tried in July is the Honest Beauty Eye Catcher Lid Tint. This is also cruelty free, just like e.l.f. So the shade that I got is New Love. Now this does glide on easily, but I find it dries very quickly. Now I have other eye products that set very quickly, so I have to blend out the edges very fast before they set. This almost sets down too quickly, or it sets down unevenly for me or something. I found the edges kind of didn't blend out evenly. It almost looked patchy every time I applied it where I blended it out. I couldn't figure out if when I blended it, it was blending some of the product into itself, so it was thicker in some areas and thinner in others. I'm not sure what this was doing exactly. Now this is a more metallic color too, and I didn't really love the way this dried down on my lids. I didn't find it to be flattering, not the same way as the Tarte product I shared earlier in the video or other shimmers that I have in my life. I don't know, I just wasn't thrilled with this like I thought I would be. I finally tried the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. Now, the official name is the Faux Filter Luminous Matte Buildable Coverage Crease Proof Concealer, which is a mouthful. It is vegan and cruelty free. There are 28 shades. I am in the shade Cotton Candy, or should I say I'm in the shade Cotton Candy. It is a little bit light on me, but I mean, I have it on today. I don't think it looks bad. It brightens, but I feel like I should probably go a little bit deeper. This is also fragrance free. It's supposed to kind of stretch and move with your under eye area and be crease proof and be buildable from medium to full coverage and brighten while it conceals. I 100% disagree with the full coverage claim. I dot this under my eyes just like I do every other concealer that I wear. I actually prefer blending this out with a sponge. Now in the demo, you're seeing me use a dry sponge, which typically gives more coverage than a damp sponge. When I use my fingers, which has actually been my preferred method lately with a lot of my concealers, I find this doesn't look as blended in for some reason, so I use a sponge. I find this gives medium to medium full coverage at best. I usually have to dot a little bit more right at my darkest points in the hollows of my tear troughs where I get these shadows to brighten and conceal a little bit more even when I'm wearing a corrector. Now the words luminous and matte are contradictory, but this is supposed to be a luminous matte concealer. I don't really see luminosity after this sets down. I find it to be kind of a soft matte. which is usually unflattering on my dry under eye area, but I find this to be pretty skin-like looking and flattering, even though it's a soft matte. Because it has a thin consistency, it does blend out very easily. Now look, crease proof. If you are prone to creasing, you are gonna crease. I crease under my eyes right at the lash line almost with every concealer. I don't even consider that claim anymore because it always happens to me. So I do have to set this concealer. This has vitamin E and sweet almond oil, which are supposed to condition your under eye area. So I do like having those benefits. And I do like this concealer for a natural medium to medium full coverage concealer that looks like skin. Has it replaced my Dior? No. Could it be because I just haven't found quite the right shade? Maybe, but I also find I like that hydrated look and feel of the Dior a little bit better, but I really have been enjoying this. I mean, I like the way my under eye area looks when I wear it. Now I can't attest to what it looks like today because I'm testing out a powder, so it might not be looking its best today, but overall, I think it's a great concealer. Shiseido launched a couple of new products in their WASO line, and I ordered them and tried them, and I am a little bit confused about both. The first thing I'm confused about, maybe some of you can clear this up for me, but under both of these products, it says cruelty-free, and I didn't think Shiseido was cruelty-free. Is it possible that this line is cruelty-free because it's made in a different place? I was confused about that. I'm gonna start with this gel to oil cleanser. This is a fragrance-free 2-in-1 gel to oil cleanser. It's supposed to be a makeup remover that removes impurities, makeup, dirt, oil, and grime from the day. It's supposed to be good for all skin types. Now I have tried this. I'm a double cleanser. I use a balm or an oil to remove my makeup. I rub it in, rinse off with water as you should, and then I go in with my second step, my actual cleanser, my non-makeup remover cleanser. This is supposed to be that step one. I've used this numerous times, and every time I've used it, it leaves a residue on my face that does not come off. I was gonna say easily with water, but it really just doesn't come off with water. There is a film that's left on my face that other makeup removers, balms, oils, whatever they are that I enjoy do not leave. Yet when I look at the reviews, they are glowing. So I'm confused about that. It takes forever to rinse off, and it still just doesn't feel fully rinsed off. I go in with my regular cleanser anyway and almost feel like I need to do that twice to keep this film fully off. I don't know. This was not a hit for me. I have used a lot of oils and balms that are really great, and no, this is just not it. And I was thinking it would be because it's Shiseido. I've really liked most of their products that I've tried. Now, this is the Color Control Oil-Free Moisture with Broad Spectrum SPF 30. I actually really enjoy the texture of this moisturizer. I don't notice a fragrance, which is nice. It sinks right into my skin. Now, I don't quite get the color control. I don't really notice that aspect of it, but as far as being a nice moisturizer with SPF, it's nice. It doesn't exacerbate my oil production as the day goes on. I feel like it's nice and balancing. But I made a huge error when I ordered this. I always look at what the specific sunscreen ingredient is in any product before I order it, because typically I don't do well with chemical sunscreens. Now, every now and then there's an exception. I have no rhyme or reason for it, but it turns out this is actually chemical sunscreen. I've worn this a few times though, and I have not had a reaction thus far. I know some of you really love chemical sunscreens because of how well they wear under makeup, and you might really enjoy this. So I did want to report back that this is one that for some reason so far has not given me an issue, but I probably won't repurchase it or use it every day because my skin is pretty sensitive to chemical sunscreens usually. I picked up the LA Girl Sunset Glow Matte Bronzer, and I was really excited. Number one, the pan size is so large. I love a good large bronzer. I also love that there's two kind of neutral shades here. I can mix them together or use one or the other. It's also got a very, very faint coconut scent, so it's nice for summertime. I mean, it's very, very faint. But that's about all I like about this bronzer. I was so shocked at how patchy this applied, especially when there's virtually no kick up. I mean, I did this and I just figured, oh my God, this is gonna be the smoothest bronzer. I went straight into my face and it was so splotchy and uneven. I just tapped my brush on my hand and that is what resulted. And I find that even if I tap my brush off, I have to also tap it off on the palm of my hand so that I don't get splotches, and I have to apply it very carefully successfully. I thought this was gonna be this beautiful product and the quality was just not there for me. There are so many great bronzers from the drugstore, but this one was a big fail for me in July. Too Faced just dropped a new palette, the Better Than Chocolate palette. I've been playing around with it a little bit. It's actually what I completed my eye look with today. I actually have some mixed thoughts on this palette. This is one of those mixed thought products. Although there are mattes and shimmers and metallics in here and a couple of pops of color, the pops of color, this blue and then this lilac here, are not nearly as vibrant when you actually apply them to your lid. And I find that the shimmers and metallics, they're a little bit dusty and apply a little bit better when they're wet, which is not necessarily a bad thing, and that's not something that's atypical for Too Faced. Several shades in here can appear very, very similar when they're applied to your lid. They may look different on swatches, they may look different in the pan, but I mean, there's a lot of warm, neutral, kind of orangey brown matte shades in this palette. Well, that one has a little bit of pink. I feel like they could have put something else in here, maybe a light shimmer for the eyelid. I mean, this is the lightest shimmer in this palette, and that is not that light. This palette basically graduates from mid-toned to slightly deeper shades, with the exception of this light white shade here, which is what I placed in the inner corner, which was a little bit dusty. I had to use it dampened. This is another very product in this video. I don't really love it, but I don't really hate it either. There are some things I would have done differently, I guess is what I'm saying. I share TV shows, YouTube channels, music here on my channel frequently. I don't know why I have been so nervous to share this. I think this hits a little differently because it's more personal than other things I've shared of a similar nature here on my channel before. I've been meaning to share this for months and I don't know, I kept getting a little nervous and I kept pushing it off, but I need to get it out. I'm gonna preface this by saying I am a music lover of all kinds. If you look at my Spotify, it's all over the place. I have everything from Queen and Led Zeppelin to Bruno Mars, Metallica, The Beatles, Tommy James, U2, Harry Styles. I mean, you name it, it's probably on there. So this is for all of you who are kind of like me and you think a lot of today's music is just not very good, and a lot of it isn't. Now Brooke, my 17-year-old, has kind of an old soul. She loves all of the oldies, I mean I'll call them oldies, that Michael and I listen to, that even my mom listened to, and she has known all of the words to all the songs that we listen to from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000 since she was like 4. And she has all those songs on her playlist. She will play some of her newer playlist in my car, and there's this one band that kept standing out to me because of their retro vibe. Every time I would hear their songs, it would put me in a good mood and I would find myself singing them later. So one day I just asked her who they were and I started listening to them on my own. The band is called WASO, and one of their singers here may look very familiar because he's an actor. He was in The Dropout, 13 Reasons Why, Scream, the new Scream. He also played Jack's son in Lost when he was little. He's been in Scandal, several other things. Anyway, their music has this retro nostalgic vibe. It's uplifting. I've put together a YouTube playlist for you in my description box with everything else so that you can go check out some of the songs that I thought you might enjoy too. One of their songs even has kind of a Beach Boys vibe to it. I hear some Weezer mixed in there, and there's some songs that you start listening to and you think, okay, this is good, and then it really kicks in and it gets even better. When I was putting this playlist together, I scrolled through some of the comments, and I'm just going to read you some comments that you could tell were from probably parents who also discovered this band. This gave me nostalgia about memories I never had. I'm absolutely in love with their sound and how they are bringing hardcore 60s and 70s vibes. This one is from a teen. Whenever I play this, my mom tells me she loves this song as she says it reminds her of the 80s. Their songs would fit perfectly in any coming of age film. I stand by that. That's probably how I would describe the feel that I get when I listen to them. So if you want something just fun and uplifting that puts you in a good mood, I'm gonna have that playlist down below. You can go check it out, but I had to share it with you because it's made such a difference in my life, and I don't say that lightly. We listen to them together all the time. We actually went to their concert recently. We traveled and we're going to another one. Let me know also after you listen to them what your thoughts are. If you agree with me about that 70s, 80s, and 90s retro vibe. I just enjoy it. It's so much fun. I was actually listening to it before I was filming today. And do give a few songs a try because they're all a little bit different. And again, when some kick in, it's just a lot of fun. I also have a very, very quick show recommendation. If you watched Breaking Bad, but you never gave Better Call Saul a chance, or maybe you watched it for a few episodes, but then stopped for whatever reason, I'm just gonna say right now, you need to start watching it or pick it up again. The show has 3 episodes left, and it, very much like Breaking Bad, has progressively gotten better and better and better. Just like with Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan has directed this amazing show with a fantastic cast, fantastic storyline, amazing cinematography. I mean, there are a lot of people that like it better than Breaking Bad. I have thoroughly enjoyed the journey and am really sad that there's only 3 episodes left. I was talking to another friend recently and we decided we may binge Better Call Saul again because we've watched it over the course of several years and take it right into a Breaking Bad binge because it almost kind of makes you think of some things in Breaking Bad differently since it is a prequel. This might be a longer favorites and fails. I feel like I had a lot of products to get through, thoughts to share. As usual, thank you so much for watching this video, watching all of my videos, and supporting my channel. A huge shout out and thank you to all of the members of my Stephanie Marie circle who go above and beyond to support my channel, and a special shout out to the premium members who go even above that. I really appreciate it so much, and I promise I will get back on a regular schedule after this move is complete and we are settled. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful and enjoyable. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!